Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Channel Your Light, Own Your Intuitive. This message is for somebody who's really feeling swells of deep emotion. Like I'm seeing somebody sitting there weeping, almost like not even knowing what to do with themselves, so overwhelmed with emotions. So this is the dual message. Got it. Thank you, Spirit. I really wanted to ground into this because it keeps coming up and has been since I want to say the full moon. So I feel like this particular message for somebody about something that you're going through. And in addition, both I'm hearing something that you're sensing from the collective or somebody connected to you. So instead of deciphering whether it's you that's going through this or whether that you're sensing it from somebody that's connected to you, I just want to tune into the energy and relay whatever the message is for this person to help with this process, to make progress, to move through the weight of the debris. The guidance is specific to aid whoever this is in moving through the weight of the debris, the muddied waters, and the depths of the emotion that you are either feeling or sensing. In this shift and in this shed, when we shed a skin, when we evolve, when we open our consciousness, when more light touches our inner landscape or even our energetic field, it kind of drudges up or it's to neutralize it. Side note. Okay. So they're saying we go down deep in order to illuminate it. It brings it up, drudges it up. And I'm seeing literally fishermen or when they dredge up the lake, like I know when we have our lakes and they have the water dams and things like that, sometimes there's the dredging machine, which it dredges the bottom of the river or the lake or whatever the body of water is. It's almost like right now is kind of like a dredging of the very bottom of the ocean of some of you and those connected to you. It's old sediment that's no longer valuable and no longer able to be held onto. So I feel like for somebody on here, there's a deep soul loneliness and longing that does not have a name. It does not have a place or a tangible thing to put it to. And sometimes it appears to be connected to another person or another place or another thing. But if we move into the past lives, we discover, says the bone collector, we are truly simply reclaiming the bone that has resulted in the feeling of loneliness in this particular incarnation. As we dredge the bottom of the depths of the ocean of the soul, things come up, deep yearnings, deep longings, deep confusion, deep hurt, deep betrayal, and deep anger. This could be from this incarnation or multiple incarnations past. When we are moving and creating forward, we do not wish for you to have the baggage or the barrier of what was before. We bring and dredge up things not to relive it, not to replay it, and not to bring it into the future. Third time this card is coming out, Cancer, deep emotions, the deep intuitive realms. This is ruled by the moon, Cancer. And notice it's 3, the trinity of the self. Reclaiming all of the self requires you to discard all that takes away from your joy, all that bogs you down or weighs you down. This is a third, at least for this YouTube channel and this beautiful community here. And thank you so much for all you being here. Thank you so much for celebrating my daughter's birthday with me. Side note, don't forget on June 30th, I am drawing names for the giveaway for private one-to-one sessions and other product giveaways. And in addition to celebrate her birthday, all of our available courses right now are 50% off. So please feel free to comment, gift, love, Ava, winner, whatever is aligned for you in the comments, or all 3 to be entered into the draw. If you want 2 entries into the draw, subscribe to my email list on my website, and that will be your second entry into the draw because my subscribers are always automatically entered into any giveaways, any draws, any discounts. So for the YouTube community here, you beautiful epic souls who leave the most incredible comments, this card has been pulled for, I think, 3 channels in a row that are dedicated to this community. And this is significant and important. This is also being illuminated that in a week and a half, maybe 8-9 days, we have the new moon in Cancer. I want you to look back to what was going on in the full moon in Cancer that was right on the cusp of the beginning of this year. This is significant because that full moon was illuminating things that were no longer aligned for you in terms of structure, in terms of all those different things. If we're looking at the sun Capricorn or Capricorn, why am I getting Capricorn? Maybe you are a Capricorn, because I'm talking about the full moon in Cancer that happened 6 months ago. And this is now the new moon in Cancer, which is the blooming bud, I want to say. And the full moon in Cancer that happens at the very end of the year really brought up these energies and emotions. Maybe it was a new moon in Capricorn to the full moon in Capricorn. I'm kind of getting confused in terms of that. I'm going to have to look that up and explore that. But I feel like Spirit is saying there's 2 messages here. It's not confusing. We're asking you to tune to both. Okay. So let's tune to both, and let's talk about moon cycles, because there's the natural new moon to full moon cycle with the 4 quarter phases that make up the new moon to the new moon. With the full moon in the middle, but there's also a greater cycle that takes place, and it's a 6-month cycle typically, because there's 12 zodiac signs. And this is a greater picture than the natural ebbs and flows on the weekly or bi-weekly or monthly basis. This 6-month container speaks to something larger in your life than just the day-to-day daily values of the regular new moon and full moon cycle. So then we touch into the 6 moon cycle, where we had the full moon in Cancer. We're now at the new moon in Cancer. Where we had the new moon in Capricorn, we're also coming up in July to the full moon in Capricorn. So new moons are like that planting of the seed, the fool's beginning, whereas the full moon can be attributed to fruition, the full blooming or full harvest or full illumination of what's taken place in that 6-month period. And just as we go from new moon, the beginning, and that growth into the full moon, we also have the wane of the 6 months, which is the full moon back down to the new moon in another 6 months. So for example, Cancer will take up an entire year, 1 new moon, 1 full moon, and 1 new moon. And yes, it might be 13 months or something to that effect, which is significant for somebody on here. But notice that's a yearly cycle that can be followed or attuned to by the moons and what each zodiac represents in terms of lunations and all the different aspects of it. I am not entirely sure why we're speaking about that right now, but I feel like it's very important. There are 13 moons in the year. I'm recording this on Friday the 13th. I may or may not post it today, just because there's a lineup of a lot of channels that I feel should proceed this, and they're saying yes. The date that I am recording it is just a nuance or an affirmation for somebody on here about Friday the 13th. Friday is the day of the week, which is ruled by Venus, Venusian energy, the love, the embodiment, the magnetism, the sensuality. And in addition, 13 is the number of the goddess. It's a sacred number in so many different cultures and teachings and different sects. It's very important. It's very feminine. I attune to it with the snake. There's just so much power, so much magic, so much magnetism associated with the number 13. By the time you see this, if you have not done so already, you can hop over to my blog, and there's an entire blog post about Friday the 13th that would have been posted on Friday the 13th. And of course, the day I'm recording it, but not the day you're watching it. So Spirit, go back to this. Somebody's reclaiming a deep longing, a deep sorrows, all the sediment of a deep sorrow. They're saying, go to the heart. This is about the heart. Cancer is deeply sensitive. Like Cancerian energy is deeply sensitive, deeply intuitive, and deeply emotive. Thus, it is epically powerful when it's harnessed, when it's balanced, when it's contained, when it's honored, when it's structured and flexible. There's a flow to Cancerian energy that is absolutely stunning. It is. Ooh, I feel like you could do intuitively the moons from new moon to full moon in Cancer. And of course, we're coming up to a new moon in Cancer. And after post that is the full moon in Capricorn. And I feel like Cancer and Capricorn are significant. And that may be that Cancer and Capricorn are in your specific chart. Maybe two people outside of you, one's a Cancer and one's a Capricorn. Place it how it resonates for you. I just know that if you're a Cancer or a Capricorn, or if somebody connected to you is, this message is likely for you. There's a deep soul sadness, a deep longing for unity, for oneness, for companionship, for freedom, just to be free. I'm seeing like somebody with chains on them. And the emotion that comes with this is so deep. It spans lifetimes. In fact, I feel like whoever this isn't just your soul longing and sadness. I feel like you're actually connecting to the deep soul longing and sadness that is coming up in the collective, or that has been hidden deep in the unconscious, or places that the conscious self didn't want to look at in all the people that surround you or around you or connecting to you. And this is also a message for a hermit. It's time to, how big your brave is. That's the song playing. Wow, there's a lot of songs coming in. So, how big is your brave to be able to step out in the world, to move past your fear, to move past the prior prior wounds? It's almost like if I do this, then I'm going to have to deal with all these negative things. But my darling, it is time to play and it's time to come out of the cave. It is time for the hermit to explore, to dust off its cape, to see the light of day, to love and to be loved. There's a reason your soul has a deep longing and a deep yearning, and there's also a reason it is unnamed. So for some of you, it's the deep soul longing, and this is the one I would most attune it to, because the external will reflect it. Is that in that deep soul longing that you have, that deep yearning? Maybe it's for a loved one who's passed away, the ache that happens in the depth of the soul when someone we love has left the body. Perhaps that's what's coming up for you. This is a lot right now, and you're going to notice different things I'm seeing buttons being pushed in the energetic fields. Whoa, buttons being pushed in the energetic fields of the holy ones, the sacred ones, the divine vessels, in order to trigger an eruption of something that cannot sit in their energy anymore. You will only feel the sediments, the muddiness, the longing, and the yearning for a moment. And when the bone is reclaimed, says the bone collector, it will touch you. You will dance. You will feel anew. It might be a subtle shift or a grand opening of the energy. There is no way to tell how each soul will respond, react, or lean into, or attempt to shy away from. That's Duma body. People shy away from the depth and the darkness, sadness and sorrow, and isolation of Duma body, failing to recognize that she is the very thing that will give you wings the second you lean into her. You will only be there for a moment, friends. If you cannot resist and not fight something that's naturally coming up for you, an old wound, and allow yourself to express it fully and completely, you will be free of it. You will be free of it. There will be a lightness of energy. There will be a newfound joy. There will be space in your emotional, mental, and physical body so that you can replenish it with joy, so that you can expand. Yeah, there's so much I could attune to this. And I feel like somebody on here, you're dealing with grief of a loved one coming up. Another person on here, you're dealing with betrayals. And somebody on here is dealing with deep, profound loneliness, a lonely soul. You are not broken. There's never been a moment you've been forgotten. I love that song. Again, I think that came up in another one. So perhaps your name is Lauren, but there's like I it is nameless. The bone collector says it is nameless because you have not touched the bone. It is nameless because you turned your face away, seeking in the external. It is nameless until you decide to claim the name. It is nameless until you are willing to touch it, to hold it, to embrace it. It is not nameless because it does not have a name. It is nameless because you have not sought it in the dark. Instead, you have wandered lost and lonely. I do not know whose channel this is, but dang. Ooh, here's the card that flipped out, and it's card number 44. Wildflowers. You belong among the wildflowers. Who's that? Tom Petty? Tom Petty. It says on this card, I'm just going to show this to you again. I got excited for Wildflowers in the song. Notice the freedom, like the innocence, the absolute unabashed howling at the moon. I don't give two craps what I'm doing or what it looks like to somebody else. I am flowing and following my soul. You are one with the earth, dear one. Do not forget, in your deep swells of loneliness, in the dark caverns of the soul, where the light is truly hidden, where oneness exists in all space and time and across all dimensions, know that in that loneliness, there is a deep oneness, for you cannot be alone. It is impossible, for it is you will discover residing in the caverns of the soul. We are scraping and dredging the bottoms of the depths of the oceans of the collective. Some are aware and some are not. Some cannot name it, and some know it clearly. Some have reached so far back into the vastness of their soul's experience and many incarnations that they are able to draw it into this moment, to release it, to love it, to embrace it, and to dance with the bone once more. For in the caverns of loneliness, you will find in the deep darkness that you are there. You can never be alone, for you are there. You can observe yourself as being there with you. You can feel the being of being one with you. There are many ways to attune to this. There are many ways to explain it, to see it, to perceive it, to break it down. Lean into the facet that you are never alone, becoming, befriending, beloved of the self. And you will discover that not only are you not alone, that you begin to feel at home once more. The longing is satiated and the waves and tides subside. And in that place rests you, quiet, fulfilled, satiated, with a gentle smile upon your lips, not needing to be anything or go anywhere or touch anything. There is no need, no want. It is simply a euphoric state of being, and it is within each and every one of you. Some of you touch it frequently. Some of you touch it here and there. Some of you are reaching to touch it. No matter what, no matter when, and no matter who, all will touch this place within. Whoa. Whoa. I just want to sit with that for a moment. I knew there was a reason I needed to speak to this energy. Take heart, dear hearts. Take heed of the messages. Know that you are not wandering lost in a desert, for there are angels and divine masters surrounding you. Know that when your mind runs amok and your thoughts are so loud and your emotions are so strong, we are asking you to put down the burden, to give it up and offer it up, to Sekhmet, to the Divine Mother, to drink, to move back into the presence of the womb of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, creation and the void. This is now going to be your playground, but you must become unafraid. You must be willing to venture into the exploration and the experience of life itself. Last card. Sun salutation. Sorry, I feel like I'm not getting it quite up where you guys are, but I'm hoping you can see that clearly. Notice all the shadows underneath her, unconscious, and all the light above her, the conscious, and look at her as the conscious the awakened one. Oh, I'm getting the three, right? Unconscious, conscious, super conscious. So the three uniting as one, that is where you will never feel lonely. You will never feel disrespected. You will never feel less than. You will never feel like you do not matter. That is the power of connecting to the divinity within you, to merging with your higher self, to delighting in the dance of life, to being willing to play. Whoever this message is for, you've been in deep in the forest and deep in the caverns, deep in the caves, in the base of the mountain, swimming along the bottom of the ocean of the soul. Allow all things to be released. Allow all things to flow through you that are naturally coming up, because they are not flowing through you, they are flowing out of you. Do not cling to those feelings, because that is all you know. Know that, ooh, we cling to feelings because it is all we know, all we can attune to in that moment. And the very second you decide, you choose to release it, to offer it up, to let it go, the moment you do this, wow, is the moment you are free of it, and a truer piece of you can be known, and a greater freedom can be felt, and deeper creations can be experienced and brought into form. The more you come into oneness with others around you, the more you discover those who are aligned with you. And after all, you will look back after this time frame. For this time, this too shall pass. We are in the merge and in the shift. We are where we are discarding all that was, and we are becoming all that will be. And we do it from the fulfillment and the wholeness of the presence of you in the moment, united with the merging of the lowest self and the highest self, the angels and the heavens and the earth. We do this together as one. You and I alone. This is a very deep message for someone. Is there anything else that Spirit wants to add to this? I'm hearing you heard me. You heard me. You heard my soul cry out when I couldn't. Oh, I'm hearing this is somebody's conscious self. You heard my soul cry out. I was crying out so deeply in the energy that even I could not give it voice. I could not speak it out loud or cry out or say the words of what I dared yearn for, to give it a name. And yet you heard my soul underneath it all. You heard my soul burn and yearn and long. You heard my soul cry out when my words were lost and nothing but a silent sound came out. Your souls are heard. Your thoughts are heard. Your hearts are felt. Your dreams are seen. The future is not as dark as it seems. I lit 3 flames for this message before I sat down here, friends. I feel like I'm hearing poetic justice. This is like a poetic justice in a sense. And there's also this understanding of when we are able to detach or accept a longing that we have, we actually, in the acceptance, begin to free it. And the denial of it or the need to cling to it is actually what causes our feelings of lack of freedom or feelings of being stamped down or chained down. We are the key to that, friends. We are the very thing that can free us. We never want to give away our power. And these emotions, oh, what's that song playing? That feels like a really important lyric for somebody. And it's just floating around in the energy. It's like a lyric here, a sound of the melody there. It's just like in and out, touching back and forth. I can't quite place it, and I don't feel that I need to. I just, it's a complimentary honoring to the person who this message is for. It's a complimentary honoring for you to recognize the random songs that play, the melodies that might seem just out of reach. Notice they are still playing for you. Notice they are still touching you, even if your conscious awareness cannot quite grasp it. This is how you can know that even if you don't feel that you know it or sense it, or as if it is fleeting, that it is always dancing around you. The ancestors are always singing a song. The flute is always playing. The bells are always ringing for you, dear soul, dear heart, and dear soul. The birds will always sing for you. The rain will always drip for you. The skies will always part for you. The water will always clear for you. And the fire will always burn for you. I don't know about you guys, but these frequencies, I have somebody's grandmother here, and I actually want to say this is a collective of grandmothers, every race and every culture standing for this great shift, this great merge, this great purging of deep emotions. For every ancestor has taken a step towards this moment in time, this great awakening that all of you stand on the precipice of. We have all taken steps towards it, and what we have done, and the great grandmother has done, and the great great grandmother has done, have all been simple steps of consciousness, all leading to this moment, all asking you to be free, all asking you to let it go. Do not waste what they have done for us. Do not hold their hurts and their pains. Free from them, liberates from them, heal them. This is why the flowing of the lives and generations occurred. And they all, whether they wounded you, hurt you, raised you up, or loved you, whether they were your grandmother or someone else's grandmother, they all stand for you, all of them, and every woman that ever walked. And it feels very feminine. I have all these goddesses and deities now surrounding the grandmothers. You know, I could go on for hours in this energy. It is so deep in my bones, and it is so. It's so ethereal. It's so ethereal. This blah 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 was the silencing of them, the silencing they did themselves, and the silencing that was forced upon them. Blah, blah, blah. This is the time where you get to relinquish the hooks, chains, bindings, curses, hexes, and spells that silence your truest, most authentic expression. This is the message from the grandmothers at this time. This is a message from the collective ancestry. This is a message from the deep unconscious swells of you. This is a message from the highest divine guidance, the most high creator, as it dances and weaves and molds and shapes. The bone collector says the great awakening is when the bones are returned and the souls and the skeletons can sing. The skeleton only stays in the closet when a bone has been missing from its structure. And when the skeleton is whole once more, it dances with delight, its bones rattling like the shaman's drum or the rain stick. You will hear it in the distance. You will hear the drum of her call. You will feel the fire of the goddess. You will feel your voice want to speak louder. You will feel the spine of the divine. And so too can the heart then create in its fullest capacity with instant manifestations, with clarity, intention, and full power. Bienora anidea. This feels very sacred to me, my friends, and not at all what I was expecting, as you can tell from the beginning of this message where this went. But my goodness, to go from that deep soul longing and loneliness and to know that whoever this message is for, that all of this is standing around you, fueling you, merging with you, lending you its power. May this message reach whoever needed it. May it replenish your soul. May it fill the cup of you. May it overflow your heart with the divine truth and knowing of deep, profound love that is within you and is being showered upon you, that I am projecting to you from this energy moving through me. I am projecting that deep soul love, light, infinite, abundance. It is never ending. The flow is everlasting. It is immortal. It cannot be tainted. It cannot be buried. It cannot be taken away from. Simply open to it. And you will discover this time will move quickly, quickly into the next era. Allow yourself to shift. We need you all in your full power. We need you all touching your joy. We need your higher selves embodied. We need you to build the forms of heaven on earth. We need the essence of your soul to become what it came here to be. Last card, and I wasn't going to pull a card, but I'm closing it with this. And this is a fascinating card for this message. It's about mermaids, friend. So if you attune to mermaids, the mythology behind mermaids and the siren song and anything to do with that, regardless of what myths you attune to, this is the card. The imagery is significant for somebody on here. I am hearing. Notice we began with this deep longing and loneliness, but at the bottom of the ocean in the darkness, culling the depths of the soul, drudging things up. I want you to attune to this card. I'm going to tell you intuitively. I can't see it because I've got the card in front of the screen, but I can see it in my mind's eye. And I'm just going to tell you what I'm attuning to is the man that's floating in the top of the sea who has forgotten. That represents humanity, you, it represents me, the places of us that got lost in the bottoms of our souls, the wounds, the hurts, the darkness, the disempowerment, the trauma, whatever it is, the things, the loss, the sorrow that we've clung on to that weighed us down there. It is the mythical sense of the mermaid that is dredging up with us, raising us up from the depths of our ocean to bring us up to the light of the water, the light of the sun, the surface, to take a deep breath of fulfilling life, to fill the body and the bones once more with the vibrancy of aliveness, of joy. And it is done through this time period, through this deepness of the ocean and the vastness of you. The mermaid comes to raise you up, to show you what you are doing, to show you that you cannot drown in your own ocean unless you decide to cling on to all the stones that brought you to the bottom. You can leave the stone there. You can let go. You can choose to release it and allow yourself to come back up to the top. Allow it to be left in the ocean, that which does not serve you. Allow us to raise you back up, to catch your breath, to see the light, to feel the magic of the ocean clearing you rather than weighing you down. Allow this to be so. Allow it to be true. And you will discover that the clouds will part and the light will shine brilliantly down on you. The heart will be so full. You will feel so whole, for that is your truest nature. Okay, yeah. Notice all the vines. Oh, notice all the vines that are around the man that's on the card. And I use that lightly because that represents men and women, human beings is what it represents to me intuitively in this card. and the message from this collective for whomever this is for. The mermaid is the one that broke the spell. The mermaid is the one that cut the vines that entangled you and held you to the bottom of the ocean floor in the darkness, the shadow, the separation, and the disconnection. She is the one who raises up, cuts the chains that bind, and bring you back up to the surface. That is the intuitive message from this card for whoever this message is for. Ooh, what else? Ooh, she has a snake on her right arm, which is action. The active shedding, actively choosing to shed, actively choosing to let it go. Choices are active, they are not passive. And even in not making a choice, that is an active choice in and of itself. So she makes me feel like if you've been hiding in a cave, the hermit, it's ready to come out. If you've been hesitating on taking action, it's because a piece of you has been bound by the vines of the sea at the bottom of the depths of the ocean of the unconscious of you. It has been cut free. This is why you have all the swells. This is why that deep loneliness is coming up to the surface. Wow, there's so much coming through on this. Wow, I didn't expect that for a last card. I wasn't even going to pull. Oh, God, I love the divine. I love this. Let me know if this is resonating for you in the comments, because I feel like there's so many pearls of wisdom in this channel, these messages, these teachings, these higher spiritual guidance understandings for the moments that you're going through, for the intensity of these shifts, for the energies that are swelling and amplifying. So powerful. The snake is a shedding of where you could not take an action that was aligned with you because you were bound at the bottom of the ocean of the unconsciousness. Now that you have been released, all things attached to it come up and out to be released, to be seen, to be shed, and know that your ability to take action in the world, that is the reference of the snake on the arm of the mermaid, referencing your ability to take action, your ability to protect yourself, your ability to move towards what you truly want and what you truly desire, and your own soul's purpose is going to get infinitely easier after this short phase. It's going to get infinitely easier because you're no longer weighed down by the stones of your experiences. You're no longer chained or bound by the vines of others and past incarnations of the self. This is a powerful moment in time. Will you lean into it? Will you allow the mermaid, the mythical energy, the song? Ooh, notice the siren song. Notice that I said there is this echo of this song that's playing, and it was a beautiful song. Oh my goodness. And how they said it's okay if you can't quite sense it. Think about when you're at the bottom of the ocean of darkness and swells of emotions. You might have a fleeting feeling of the song in the water, and the water might distort it. And yet the whale says we carry it. It is eternal in the waves and the vibrations of the water, the structure of the water, both ands. The beginning, the middle, and the end of this channel is a woven tapestry, a freeing frequency, a supporting wave of vibrations, and a deepening into the self, the womb of creation, the womb of the self, the spine of the divine, the bones of wisdom. I am going to close this here. I'm going to read the sentence on the card because apparently I missed that. It says, let the allure of the mythical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits you. Fascinating, fascinating, friends. I gotta know in the comments what this channel meant for you. I truly and sincere, I trust that it does. Otherwise, it doesn't come through unless it's meaningful to someone on here. But I just love hearing in the comments what it meant to you. How did it touch you? Did it liberate something with you? Did it help you release something? Did it bring you great comfort? Did it bring you a pearl of wisdom that maybe you deeply need it in this moment, because that's the purpose of spiritual guidance, to provide a beacon of light and a higher perspective and a loosening of densities or mindsets that don't necessarily serve you anymore. May the light touch you in all the places it needed to from this channel. Beautiful, beautiful souls. I will leave that with you. I'm sending you all so much love, so much love. And I will catch you on the next video.